follow no wind. Getting deeper in the frame. I see your face, I feel the pain, but you chose the path I follow. I'm in love with the way that you hold me when I fall back down, and I'm in love with the words from your voice that put me off the ground now. This love's been a long time coming. My breath slows but my heart keeps running. I'm so fed up of the lies that my heart believed in, but staring deep into your eyes makes it all forgiven. I feel my comfort will be blown, my fears will grow out of control. Yeah, you still want the path I follow anyways. I'm in love with the way that you hold me when I fall back down, and I'm in love with the words from your voice that put me off the ground now. This love's been a long time coming. My breath slows but my heart keeps running. I'm in love with the way that you hold me when I fall back down, and I'm in love with the words from your voice that put me off the ground now. This love's been a long time coming. My breath slows but my heart keeps running.
Gave you too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, oh. Let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, oh. Let me bleed. Let me bleed. Let me. All of the pain seems to follow, like a shadow dark and cold to the touch. Am I insane not to let go? Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Oh, oh. Let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Beat Science. Beat Science.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another stream on the CCG channel as we bring you some more Counter Strike 2 action as the roster goes on ahead to play another ESEA Advanced League Season 51 matchup. Today, they're going to be facing off against Who Cares, who so far have had a good record, but we're going to have to wait and find out how this game plays out. This is Inflict. Joining me here today is going to be Zane. Zane, we're heading back onto Anubis. The last time around we were here, wasn't as great a result. What are we expecting this time?
Well, we are on a negative scoreline in Anubis, so played 4 games total, including this one. Lost to 1-1, and this is going to be pending. So we need to tie the score up. I say CCG will bring up their A game because they have been playing Anubis. They have played against different kind of tactics, different kind of teams in Anubis, and they have possibly studied up all kinds of strategies in Anubis. So we're going to possibly see a different kind of CCG today as we head into the game, as we already see guns being blown off here. Kraken S with the double amazing headshot. CCG will be starting out on the counter-terrorist side. So Kraken with that beauty headshot there right onto the head. And with that said, CCG starts out strong, take the first round in the first half and the first CT-sided victory.
Yeah, a good start once again for CCG. The last time around they were playing, they also were able to win out the first push around, but things didn't exactly quite pan out for them. They unfortunately lost the following round. It was a really close call, so what we're basically looking for right now is to CCG to improve upon those small things that costed them quite a few rounds, which eventually started to stack up again and again, which resulted in quite a dominant scoreline actually for the opposing side. But hopefully CCG took their time back. We had a few days off. We had a couple of days off, and now they're back. They're more well prepared and are now off to a good start.
Yes, last game we saw that was the round which was the changing moment for CCG. They lost the round after winning, and again, it's gonna be a flash signal into the side, gonna take out 2 immediately after that. Mac 10 is going to be very, very cheesy, even though it doesn't come along with the cheese. But it is a 3v4 situation right now, and the terrorists have completely taken off. Who Cares have taken off the B side completely now. CCG have to go for a counter initiation, and looks like they're going to be able to take out one Kraken, but he's going to be immediately traded out by Nekluv there. And down to 2v2, Trehen picks up 1 kill. Both of the players are holding off the connector, and they're going to be able to do a successful hold as they again make the same mistake from the side of CCG. And looks like we are actually seeing something similar than what we saw in past Inflict.
Yeah, and that's quite unfortunate as well. That initial flash play from the side of Who Cares took out 2 players for CCG. Treehan barely managed to get out of there alive as well, finding one frag on his way out. But the retake, it was not as clean. You had the player with the SMG on the flank, which is not a prime position to be in, since the site can prove to be quite a long one and quite a few long engagements that the player was set up for, which wasn't exactly great to be fought with an MP9. The rest of players, it was hard for them to enter as well. They were somewhat separated, the 2 that were on all the way backside, and the M4s that were handed over to the players were not very helpful as well.
Yeah, definitely. And right off the beginning of the round, CCG trying to make a desperate rush play here will be immediately punished by Vader and Neklook here. Double kill at the very beginning of the round. Kraken will be able to pick up 1 kill with that 5M, but that is going to be the only kill that they get in that round. Neklook picking up that triple and just putting Who Cares in a real better position. And we know how it goes for the counter-terrorist side. If they lose that second round after winning the pistol round, they just keep losing, they just keep looking. That economy never builds up. And even though they didn't buy much, just pistols, look at that economy. It feels like they practically don't have anything.
Yeah, that's certainly is the case so far. But again, we are early into the map. CCG currently not in a great spot, but they're gonna have their chances to recover. The CT economy itself is not that great, but it seems like they're making things work here. Fearless Beetle and Tree, and both of them finding a couple of frags. But unfortunately, in the end, it's gonna be just Fearless Beetle remaining. Eventually will meet his demise as well, and that is it. 3 rounds conceded for CCG, all in a row, but now they're gonna get their hands onto those M4s yet again and have a proper shot at winning a round here.
Even though they get the M4s, if you look at their economy, they're not going to be able to go for that full buy where you're like
Yeah.
completely satisfied because they're going to lack a few of utilities. They're not going to be able to get all those four utilities and only one kit that they can afford. And even so, they still lack economy because if they lose this round, this is going to be another 2 or 3 potential rounds that they're going to have to lose. Now, CCG, once again, are going to try to do their best to hold out this round. Flashes, smokes, grenades are coming in. All Fearless Beetle is going to be able to turn around. Going to be able to get 1, 2, and those 2 players down in the water is going to be huge for them. And now, this time around, this is a very well needed round for the side of CCG, and they're going to be able to finally wrap around and get those frags and get that round in their half.
Yeah, absolutely. This was exactly what CCG were looking for. A quick, decisive victory where they did not lose a single player. That boosts their economy as well. It gives them upgrades onto AKs and now allows them to have a fully kitted roster playing against who cares. Now, all 5 defuse kits available, 3 players on full Kevlar and helmets as well. All grenades that they possibly could have wanted for. Now they are set up for success and they just have to keep going with it.
They definitely will do. At the beginning of the round, looks like a few of the utilities will be thrown out here and there from the side of who cares. They're potentially trying to create a smoke line to take control of that mid area. And looks like looks like Bizer is going to be trying to take an entry. But I like this play from CCG. Very aggressive, taking the entire mid control, making sure nobody from Who Cares are able to take any map control at all. But soon enough, with the smokes coming in, blocking off the bridge and blocking
Oh,
off the connector, they will be able to actually enter the side. But Signal is very deep inside in that A side. He's going to be able to find Kraken there and immediately take him in out, opening up the A side. And now CCG have to completely replan their movements around the map.
yeah, the player that fell only went down to a jiggle peak as well. So this is now going to be highly problematic as Signal starts to investigate the site out. He's found another, and that's going to open the whole A site up and book the rest of the squad of Who Cares onto the side. The bomb's going to get planted as well. So now a 2 versus 4 for the retake of CCG, and they're not even going to try and go for it. They want to hold on to those AKs. They want to make sure that they have a proper arsenal to work with since the economy is still not looking that pretty, and CT economy in itself is pretty terrible in CS's current state. So we're gonna have to wait and see what they're able to pull up in terms of arsenal, but they'll likely be dropping a couple of rifles around, and this is gonna be the 4th round secured for Who Cares.
Yep, it is going to be the case. And I want to ask you one question while we wait for this round to end. Trehan is going to be able to find one exit frag over there. Signal, who's they're trying to hunt down those guns. Not really happy about giving away the AKs, but they're not gonna be able to save it. CCG make it so far, but not quite. Now, as for the question, Inflict, I wanted to ask you, which
Sure.
sided map do you think Anubis is, in your opinion?
I mean, I don't think there's one particular side that you could say is quite dominant. Sure, I mean, you could argue that that's a lot of teams prefer going over towards the B side since it's relatively easy. It's relatively more difficult to retake that side if you have no utility. Excuse me, the A side, I mean, and the map is generally more terrorist favored as well, and the game in itself is generally terrorist favored in its current state. So perhaps the A side, because it's far more difficult to retake without any ability. If you're on the CT side,
That was a really good play by Kraken there, just holding on with a P250, just right in the corner of the Mooks, but he got a bit greedy trying to get that gun. Possibly he's going to be taken out, but it doesn't matter. He already did the damage, and with that one single move and a slight bit of mistake coming in from the side of terrorists, who cares? It is going to be CCG picking up a very, very, very much needed round in their favor.
Yeah, it seems like they have those individual elements that are coming into the mix here. We saw Kraken pop off, allowing them to win this round. He got three there. We had before that the second round that CCU were able to win. It was, I believe, it's Turtles and Hype King or Fearless Beetle that were able to secure the round all on their own, holding down the B side. So those individual aspects, they are really coming to life when CCG needs them or when it is allowed as well, but they need to come together as a team as well. There are not enough trades being thrown around. There are some miscommunicated steps or just bad timings which you can't really blame any player for either. So those small things that you can polish up a little bit further could change the result of the entire game.
They definitely can. Looks like Connector is getting rushed on in here. They were very careful though. They tried to take a peek. It's only pistols for the side of terrorists. So if CCG wants, they can actually do something here. Hype, he knows something is wrong, but he doesn't know where they are. Actually, he's gonna fall off. He actually doesn't take a fight, and that is gonna be a Tech 9 kill straight onto the head. And
Oh
Kraken
no.
will be able to take out one. And the picked up AK down there is actually gonna be very, very helpful for the side of terrorists. And now they have taken the A side, as you mentioned. It is quite hard to retake this side, and with only two AKs, only with one AK. Sorry, my bad. Only with one AK and one up, it's gonna be potentially very hard. And now they have dropped down every single gun, and every single person from the side of terrorists have a gun. And Trehen, I believe he would like to save that up. Before, in the previous game, we saw Trehen not much value out of this operator on CT side. Do you think it's gonna be different today?
Whoa, whoa. Did you just say operated? Wrong game, buddy.
Sorry,
First of all, excuse
up.
me.
Hello, I say operator up there and operator here. My bad, my bad. Sorry.
But realistically speaking, basically, who cares? Just pulled out an Una reverse card on CCG right now. They
Mm-hmm.
they did not have much weaponry to work with this time around. CCG didn't have that last time around when they won their third round. So it was pretty much a trade off right here, where this time around who cares was able to get free weapon upgrades, which basically CCG had stolen away from them in the round prior. A very much needed CT timeout being called in as well, because now the economy is starting to look a little bit more struggling as well for CCG. So this round, if this blows out, it's not going to be a pretty sight for them. They're not going to have a lot of money to work with, and we're now getting closer and closer towards the conclusion of the first half as well. So you have to make sure that you can win as many rounds before you head onto the T side in order to have the best shot of making it out as the victors on the map as well. In CCG, they really need to do that because we did not exactly get to see them perform properly on the T side last time around we were on Anubis. There were only 4 rounds played, and two of them, if you lose the pistol, that's like half of them gone already, and it's not easier afterwards either when you're so down. The momentum's not in your favor, the confidence dwindling as well. So now CCG, if you win 4 or 5 rounds, you have a real shot at making a comeback on the second half. You're gonna have a proper shot at playing good at the T side as well.
Definitely. With the timeout, it looks like a little bit of movement. Three players playing onto the A side right now, and two players, they are going to give away that connector, which we seem to see that they were holding on off for a very long, long time. And now this time, they're going to actually let them enter through the connector and actually try to play from the back of the site and perhaps try to take a retake here. Smokes are through, and looks like they're going to be entering the side, but it's Turtle who's going to be finding Winter here. A very wise decision, very much needed timeout for the side of CCG as they look much, much better with the newer position that they are in right now. And completely after infiltrating the site, even though he looked really good, but it wasn't that good as Neklov is going to be the last person who's going to be found out by Turtle again. And a very, very easy side hold there from the side of CCG, winning the fourth round, potentially going a step more closer towards that equalizer.
Yeah, one run deficit. I love this from CCG. They're not letting Who Cares run away with a proper lead here. The best they've gotten is a 2 round lead, and they're only up by one. It's good. We've mentioned this a few times already. Anubis is a T-sided map, so if even if you get 5 rounds, I'd actually be pretty happy with it. You win the pistol round on the second half. You have a great start, and perhaps even consider argumentative, sure, somewhat, but arguably a lead in the second half if you win the pistol or not. Even a 7-5 scoreline in my eyes is certainly a win on the CT side on Anubis.
Yeah, definitely. It is. Seems like a win-win situation. It does seem very T favored, to be honest. The mid is quite open. Map is huge. You don't have enough, potentially have enough members to actually look after that. A leg shot from the op there, and Trehan is going to be very happy with that. It looks like they're gonna try and take this mid. Trehan is gonna fall back for the time being. He's gonna give it away, but they know that the op is waiting on the other side. If they want to rush him, it is going to be dangerous. But it looks like they're gonna just straight enter the A side there, and Trehan is gonna let them do that. He's gonna be Kraken is gonna let them do that. He's gonna be covering the heaven side before the smoke actually pulls through. He's gonna be able to take out one frag, and now they have to do a 4v5 retake, which is not quite impossible as they have one flank and four members entering from the potentially the same side. One will be entering from A connector and two from tunnel there. Fearless Beetle is going to be able to find Bizer there, making it a 4v3 situation. CCG are looking to enter that side, but Neklov is gonna peek off immediately. Trades are here and then there. Trahan is the last person alive. He's gonna connect the shot, but does he get it? Does he have enough time? He does have enough time, and he does have the kit as well. Trehan with the save. Did he connect that off shot?
Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, it went
It
through
was a
the
leg.
floor, the edge of the floor, and it
Oh.
got the other player down, awful down to just 12 HP. Hence, the pistol came out. But as long as you can conclude it out, as long as you win the round, there's honestly no complaints. It got a little bit scary towards the end. There was not a lot of time. CCG felt like they panicked for a moment as well, but the trades were on point. That's exactly what I was asking for 3 rounds ago, and that's what they're bringing right now. All score all tied up. The money now looking bad for the for who cares, and now they're gonna only have to work with Tech Nines and one Deagle. But realistically, CCG in a prime spot to take the lead here. Perhaps even a 7-5 scoreline would not be too off the charts right now, and or a 6-6. Very happy with that CCG considering the start that they had, having lost the follow up round of the pistol.
Yep, definitely. CCG with the
Oh.
new. Okay, this is gonna be huge. CCG, I like this play from them, how they try to smoke and try to pick up the kills, but it is a pistol round again and again. Terrorists, who cares? They're actually trying picking up these frags with pistols, and they're gonna be taking the op actually, and that op is gonna be turning back against them. And now only one person alive from the side of CCG. Again, I feel like who cares are really strong on pistols. This is their second eco round that they have managed to win in a dominant fashion at it.
Yeah, it sort of seems like a really close game because well, realistically it is as the scoreline states as well. But what's more intriguing is, as you mentioned, the economy has been sort of blowing off. It's been these teams trading weapons with each other at points as well, where one team they're only working with pistols, they end up winning that round. They carry over 3 rounds of the other team onto the next round. Then the other team does exactly the same, and then the cycle has been repeating itself for like the last 4 or 5 rounds here at this point. But now the cycle is going to come to an end. Last round of the first half, CCG only a 1 round deficit, not too shabby. They are going to have to force buy into this, of course. A couple of pistols, a couple of MP9s, and only a FMAS to work with. One defuse kit that Freehen is holding on to, so he's going to be a key component in this if the bomb starter does go down. But hopefully it does not come to that. The pistols have been reigning supreme for quite a while in this map so far. Maybe it does so again for CCG.
Yep, and Kraken is there onto his clutch position. Looks like this time around, Winter is going to be able to pick up one kill onto Fearless Beetle. He's going to try and take that off, perhaps. And Kraken, he's actually not going to be expecting Signal to be waiting cheekily in that corner. Very cheeky from him. Will be able to pick up that kill. Was waiting for somebody to go for the flank, and looks like the trap was set perfectly, and he is going to be putting onto the trap. Awful is only down to 5 HP though, so CCG does have the advantage. Only has one AK and one SMG to work with, but it doesn't matter. It is A site, so SMG is going to be heavily useful, but looks like Trehan is going to be trading that with an op. I'm not sure how viable that's going to be, but I guess they want to take the heaven control. Trehan, he will be able to take out one kill. He is very confident with the op. Now down with the last person alive, only down to 5 HP. I'm not sure if Trehan has that information. He's actually going to smoke out, and he's going to find that kill onto Awful there. He does have that one diffuser kit that they bought, and it is going to be diffused, and CCG are going to the second half with an equalized score, and I'm very happy about that. Looking very confident with that as well, Inflict.
Absolutely, tree hand. Oh, this man, he's scary to watch. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes, sometimes he misses the easy shots. Sometimes he hits quick scopes like that. It's like watching a montage. But hey, he won the round. He got the 1 versus 2 in the end to conclude things out as well. You asked if the op was the correct idea. Well, there you go. There's your answer. Uh, and with Awful being so weak as well, I think he had 5 HP remaining in that 1 versus 1, so a pistol shot would have done as well. So Treehand, perhaps, indeed, it seemed like a comfortable choice, but oh, that's a lot of information that just got passed over to Who Cares. They spotted out at least 3 players there, so that's going to call for a lot of backup. As you can see, the movement on the mini map, so the backup has arrived immediately, and 3 players for CCG going down already.
It is seems like the case here as we are only down to last member and it just didn't go well. They tried to infiltrate B and then everything just fell down. I think it was just raw aim. Just they couldn't. CCG just left out. There's nothing to talk about in that round. But then again, we were 6-6 going into the second half. So I feel like even if they lose the pistol round, that's not going to cost them really that much. If they are able to, give 1 or 2 rounds more away, it's still fine as the map is more favored towards the T side. And soon enough, they will be able to pick up the slack. But they need to do that within the next 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, they are gonna get their hands onto the rifles in the next one, but then for the time being, they're stuck working with just Glocks and one Deagle in the hands of Fearless Beetle. We're gonna have to wait and see if he can connect onto something. But other than that, it seems like Who Cares? They don't want to give much away. They've conceded quite a few rounds to just pistols already. They don't want to make that same mistake again. They're letting CCG. They're respecting CCG still, even though CCG only has pistols so far, but they're gonna let the fight come to them and be prepared for it rather than bringing the fight to CCG and Captain to get caught off guard.
Yep. As we head on to this round, we see that CCG are trying to infiltrate toward this mid, but it is not going to be healthy for them as some boosts coming in from the side of Who Cares are going to be able to pick up 2 kills onto Fearless Beetle and Krakenness. And now with the Deagles that they have and possibly the Glocks, they will be trying to take at least few kills to win the economy from the side of Who Cares. And I think that's the best thing that they can do, trying to shoot some shots through the double door. A beautiful boost coming in, but Winter will see them first. So they're not going to be able to pick up anything. Knuckle does pick up a headshot onto Treehand there. And Turtle picks up the last fallen Deagle there from his fallen comrade. A rush coming in with the SMG will be able to pick up Turtle and not going to be able to find a single kill from the side of CCG. I feel like that could have been better, but it is what it is.
Yeah, can't complain much, but CCG are not gonna have a full buy. Not exactly a full buy. It's there are some things that they're gonna have to work with in lesser quantities, such as the grenades. One player holding onto a Galil as well, but other than that, it's still very much fine. They have quite a bunch of grenades to work with. You see 5 Molotovs across the board, 4 Molotovs, quite a few smokes, and quite a few flashes as well. So we're gonna have to wait and see how they decide to execute this one. Currently smoked out, but their smokes are gonna start to fade onto the site as well. This Molotov gonna keep a few players back, but it's Turtle. He's lurked on. He may have found a gap. It's gonna be about the timing here. He's found one, got graded out by Naklev immediately. That's 3 players for CCG already fallen, and the rest 2 are still outside the site.
Yeah, it feels like CCG are trying to trying to rush, but the rush tactic is not completely working for them at all. Winter this time around very sneakily inside. He's gonna be able to find one, and the flash helps him pick up another one as well. And I mean, who cares? They're holding on the side. They're just doing what they're supposed to do. But CCG, they're not finding those frags. I feel like what the difference between CCG and who cares on the terrorist side is the frags. How often they're taking those frags. And who cares on the terrorist side picked up few frags which helped them take the site much easier. And I think CCG they should be doing the same thing. They should be playing around the maps. Just take their time, get the information on who is in the site, plays those utilities much better instead of just rushing in completely YOLO and just play more strategically.
Yeah, but it's starting to look a little bit scary now for CCG, and the money not looking good. The scoreline not looking that pretty either. When you since there are only 4 rounds remaining for who cares to be able to conclude this map out as well. But still, it's not too far off CCG. It seems like they are gonna opt to save in this one. Maybe some pistol upgrades as we see them come through. There you go, some Tech 9s bought into a couple of P250s, but other than that, nothing else. Some nades, but realistically not looking that pretty. This is very likely going to be a 10th round conceded over to Who Cares, unless these pistols can do some damage, and it seems like they're starting to. They found 2 frags already. That's going to be weapon upgrades secured as well, an M4 and an AK picked up, the bomb planted as well, and now it seems like CCG might just have a shot at converting this.
Yep, and looks like few mollies. This time around, they're going to be able to take the side, but a
Oh, nice.
retake, a fast retake, a very fast retake is coming from the side of Who Cares, and it just feels super duper weird. This time around, it worked for them. But what went wrong? Inflict, what went wrong?
I mean, honestly, this round was never sort of CCG's to begin with. They sort of got those 2 frags that were sort of a hail mary play from the looks of it, but they did not have any utility to set them up for the post run. They did not have any grenades that could have held the players back. So they were basically relying on the retake being messed up by Who Cares, and they did not do. Winter finding those 3 frags was just a cherry on the top, and there was not a lot that CCG realistically could have done. They still only had 2 pistols to work with and 2 rifles with absolutely no grenades to back them up.
Yeah, it is going to be tough, but it is not impossible. We know that it can be very easy. But Winter with an op is going to be able to pick up hype right at the beginning of the round, which does put CCG up on a brick again. CCG this time around playing a little spread, which I like about them this time around. The A side is going to be open up. There's only one person on A side and one person on A connector. So maybe if they are able to take this mid control, which is quite important. We've seen every other team CCG played against have every single time they take the mid control and they try to put pressure on the map by taking that mid control. And CCG, they're trying to do the same thing this time. If they are able to get a kill onto Winter here, but Naklov is going to be there peeking up from the connector. He's going to be able to find Turtle's head first, and Naklov goes for another one. Both players shoot at each other, but Naklov, he's going to be able to control his recall in the end and going to be able to take up the kill. Actually, make it a 3 as he takes Kraken down again. Same mistake from every single member from the side of CCG. They did not use the utilities to take those peaks. The flashes are not there. Even though they had flashes, all of them, they had smokes, they had mollies, but none of them were used. And in the end, the result's going to be a eternal domination. But Treehand, this man is completely going to be blowing off, getting 1, getting 2 here, and he might get more. He sees 1 on the window. Winter going to connect 1 shot, but not going to be able to pick him off. Now, you got to be careful. He has enemies coming in from all around him. He's going to spot 1 on the spawn. He's not going to be able to get him as Baser is ready and smoked up there. One-way smoke, and he's going to be able to take him down, potentially destroying the economy for CCG. Just 2 rounds away from the elimination from this game.
Yeah, this is regular season. They are not gonna get eliminated this early on. We are gonna have at least, I believe, we do have 5 more weeks of play here. 2 games every week that are gonna be broadcasted on CCG's channel, of course. So we have quite a lot more CS action. Don't worry about that. But right now, this map, this is something that maybe we should worry about. CCG is 2 rounds away from losing yet again another Anubis. And it looked really hopeful. It looked really good to begin with, especially the first half. They started on the CT side. They were able to equalize things out by the end of it. But now, as the nades start to pour onto the A side, the hit is gonna come through. But unfortunately, they're gonna get struck back. 2 players already fallen for CCG. One kill in retaliation has come through by Treehen, but the players of CCG have been forced back. The read is gonna be here. Treehen spots out Awful and unfortunately falls. Awful gets another. Now it's gonna all come down to Hype King being the last one alive.
It is going to be tough. It is going to be tough. He needs to do something because they do not have. If he needs to win this round, he has to go for a 1v3 clutch. But Winter is just waiting out there and they're going to take him down. CCG, I feel like they were a bit more close. They got Winter down to 4 HP. But they have to win 6 more rounds to at least draw this game and potentially force an overtime, which seems like pretty hard because ever since the side switch, they haven't won a single round. Now, I mean, it can be a terrorist-sided map, but CCG hasn't looked really strong on the terrorist side in Anubis map. They have been doing well on the CT side, even in the games that they lost previously. They were still okay on the CT side, but on the terrorist side, they seem to be a bit more messy, a bit more unorganized, and there's something that need to be fixed. This time around, it's going to be a quick rush coming in from the side of CCG. They're going to be able to find that Knuckle, they have been facing quite some trouble finding in the connector, but it doesn't matter because Signal is going to be there. Pick up 2, pick up 3 potentially. He is just holding that side very well. And now the bomb has been planted, but can they hold? A main still holding very strong. Winter going to be able to pick up 1, and now it's all down to Turtle. He's going to be able to find 1, but he doesn't have any more
Oh,
bullets on his Mac. He's going to be able to find the second kill. Maybe he gets the third. He gets the third, and he keeps CCG alive in this game. Turtle. He wasn't slow this time.
a Mac 10 and a dream. 1 versus 3 after planting the bomb all by himself. A 4K coming through for Turtle to be able to secure the 7th round and still keeping CCG alive in this game by an inch. They almost had both of their feet out of the game, but oh, Turtle just grabs them by the collar and and pulls them back right in. They're still very much on the threshold of losing things out. They need 5 more rounds in a row to be able to push us to OT, and the money's still not looking good. Sure, they have 4 rifles to work with. Kraken still working with a Mac 10, so things are going to be a tad bit risky, but money should not be a problem if they keep winning rounds here.
Yep, that is one benefit and one privilege you have on the terrorist side. This time around, they're going to go for that, again, same old classic B side push. 4 members headed towards that B long, towards possibly gate and entry to the B side. Nobody is headed towards that mid entry. Nobody's headed toward that connector entry. But if they are able to get some good utilities down, I feel like it is going to be an easy B side for them. As we see, only 2 members holding out, but there's one guy on the entry side. Signal and Bias Bicer is going to be able to pick out 2 early kills, and bodies just keep falling from the side of CCG, and they're not going to be able to actually do much as they lose this Anubis map to 13 by 7 to who cares.
Yeah, another day and then another unfortunate yet tough loss for CCG. There were improvements. There absolutely were improvements. We saw more individual plays coming in. We saw more spotlights being put on players like Kraken. We saw Turtle show up for that 7th round win. But one thing that we did sort of notice here is that a lot of these round wins basically came off of those individual prowess plays. Turtle finding that 4K, I believe early on it was 2 players that held down the B side all by themselves, which resulted in the 2nd round win, and another clutch later down the line, which allowed them to win their third. So most of the rounds, if excluding the pistol, just came off of those individual sort of plays. The team plays still somewhat missing. The trades not as efficient as you'd hope them to be, but there were signs that it was somewhat better. But that was the 4th Anubis that they've played. This was also the 4th game that this roster has played in the ESEA Season 51 Advanced League. Unfortunately, this is going to be their 3rd loss handed to them, Zane.
Yeah, I think Anubis is not working for the team, and as well as the teamwork, as you mentioned, I would like to also mention on that because I think we need to work a little bit more on our teamworks. But CCG, they have their ups and downs, but they eventually come back. They eventually come back stronger. Hopefully, next time on the next game, we will see something a different kind of CCG. As I'm always hopeful for CCG, because I am actually hoping for a different map because I'm kind of bored of seeing Anubis, and Anubis is not really working well for us these days. Maybe it's just a silly curse, but who knows? Maybe we'll see something different on the next match. So, Inflict, anything else you got to say before we end the stream?
I mean, hopefully we see some different map, and even if we don't, maybe Anubis gets better because you, at the end, you really need that one map you're really good at, and that's going to be that shining ray of hope when you lead your charge into the playoffs as well. But we that are not done yet. Of course, we are gonna have more games coming up, on probably on Monday, 9 p.m. EST. But make sure you do you do follow CCG on their socials, on their Twitter or X, whichever you like to call it. But make sure you follow us on there, so you are updated about when the matches are going to be played and broadcasted, so you can stay up to date with the action here. But until that next game, this is going to be it from my side and Zane's, and we'll see you next time.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Yeah. Birds chirping